Hello and welcome to Take This TV, the television book club podcast where each week we talk about an episode or two of our favorite shows with our friends in the fandom. Hello! I'm Carmen Askernes and I'm joined as always by the wonderful Kimberly Woods. Hello!
Hello, hot potatoes!
This season we are watching Dark Matter.
And today we're on episode 4, The Corridor. Jason and Amanda fight to stay alive in the dangerous corridor. Jason, too, makes some life changes and visits an old friend.
If you haven't seen the episode, pause and go watch it and then come back and hang out with us because there are spoilers ahead.
And here we go, down the corridor.
The corridor.
First of all, I thought they spent way too long in the first corridor they opened where the buildings were like falling apart. I was like, come on, guys, you're getting way too far away from the door. You don't even know if you can get back.
Oh, when they're like watching it?
Yeah, the buildings are crumbling, and then they see another one and another one. I'm like, the building where your box is might fall down.
There were a few times where it sounded like there was a monster roaring. And I was like, is there a kaiju over there? Like, what's happening? Why are the buildings falling? But yeah, that was weird. I think in our previous episodes we talked about how we love the pacing of the show. This episode slowed it way down. And it was like the characters were catching up on things that we had already knew.
We were, like, this was the first time I think we were a little bit ahead of the characters. Because at one point when Jason is telling Amanda, like, there's another universe where, you know, the two of us got caught and didn't even make it into the box and we could have died. And then when they entered that door and that happened, it was like, okay, wait. So they thought that, and then they opened a door and it was that. So just think the things, guys. Think the right thing.
Yeah, you called it before that even happened, I think. Like, Kimberly was onto it so quick. And so, I don't know if you're a rocket or like a scientist, astrophysicist, but I'm not. And so I'm like, I was just like, come on, guys. And also, oh my gosh, when Amanda starts freaking out and she runs like into the ice universe, or whatever, the ice world, I would have been like, girl, bye.
Yeah. I'd be like, sorry.
I don't even know you like that.
I don't see you anymore. Close this door.
Right, they just met. He doesn't really connect with her like that anyway. I was like, man, Jason does not want to get back to his family anymore because he's dragging his feet a little bit. But, yeah, I don't know. This episode, like, it definitely felt like there were moments where, especially after they got back to the box, that it felt like they could have just gone home. But then they would have been there at the same time as Evil Jason.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's like, oh, you know, they're stalling or whatever while Evil Jason's doing his thing. So I don't know, especially because we learned that, like, Jason, family Jason and Daniela had another son named Max who passed away.
And they were twins.
And they were twins.
Yeah.
You called it. And then every year on their birthday, they, like, honor Max and remember him. And so Jason's like telling Amanda this story and they're connecting about it. And it's like, isn't that all the more reason to go home? And at this point they kind of figured out that their thoughts connect them to the places. So it's like you mentioned.
Go now. It's like, this is a strong emotion. This is perfect. Go.
Right. Like you could literally be there right now. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It was weird.
Rules-wise, there's, like, a couple of weird things. Like, why, when you take this shot or whatever and you drop into the liminal space and lose consciousness, are you with the other person in that space, like, in the box? Is it just because you're physically next to them? Like, why do you...
Yeah, that's right.
It's an interesting phenomenon that's happening for the show.
Because we were talking about that, and I think you were saying, like, if you're kind of out of it, when you take the drug that, like, prohibits your perception or whatever, like, why would you be still connected to the other person? Because you each kind of be in your own liminal space. Yeah, so that's weird.
Especially in the situation, like, where Jason doesn't really know Amanda and has no connection to her. Like, sure, if you want to talk about entanglement and then appearing in the same space with somebody you're kind of entangled with or have a strong connection with, sure. But these two, it didn't quite make sense.
Yeah, that was weird. Also, the satellite, the GPS, so they said before they went into the box, they were like, no signals can come through. And then they're in the box using the satellite GPS. And so it's like, it's important because they learn that, like, the box is always in the same spot and just the world around the box changes. So the box is essentially the TARDIS from Doctor Who. And it when they open the door, the box like travels to a new place, and it's just like there now. But it's always in the same location where it was in the lab from Evil Jason's world.
I'm glad we did not have to see them digging out the box from the mountain of snow that it was under in the snow world that Amanda conjured up from her memories.
Oh my gosh. So when they first got there, Amanda like walked out into the snow and fainted because she was exhausted or whatever. And I was like, you mean to tell me that, like, is the blizzard so bad that you walked out there and fainted, but you dug, like, way down into the snow to get back into the box? Get out of here. Like, if you ever shovel snow in a driveway, I'm winded. Like, digging a hole to get into the box, get out of here. No way. But whatever. So I was just like, okay, let's move on. Let's wrap it up. But
yeah. And then one of the questions we had too was like, because in the first world they went into where it was all ash falling and the buildings falling, he like looked at a picture and I was wondering, is that going to be like a family, or like is he going to be connected in some way to this place at all with this photo? And then in the snow world we see a family that clearly wasn't either one of theirs. So.
Yeah, like random people.
Yeah, so that wasn't
it seems like it's not. So like they do travel to other worlds because the photos of the random people and like the state of the world, but which world they travel to seems to be dependent on their emotional state.
Yeah, I do like that thought too, because it's like the first world they entered, like literally the world was falling down on them, and maybe that's how they felt, as you know,
they're being chased. Amanda's leaving her life behind. Yeah. So Layton, Evil Jason, something odd stuff happened in this episode. So Evil Jason quits his job and he goes to Layton and hustles him, and it's like, you know, you should give me your money because I can give you a new lease on life. And we never see what like Evil Jason shows other Layton. I don't have a clever name for him. Oh, he does have that one moment where he awkwardly says bro. Bro Layton. So we don't know what Evil Jason shows Bro Layton. But I inferred that like he was like, here's a world where your grandpa's still alive.
Yeah, because in this world he still had his parents and his grandpa was already gone.
Yeah, so that means his dad inherited the company.
But also in this world now, Evil Jason is screwing over Ryan because Layton was about to invest in Ryan's company, and now Evil Jason is like, no, give me the money and come get your wish to go to whatever world you want.
Yeah, so we also know that Evil Jason hates Ryan. So it's like, what's going to happen when Family Jason comes back home? Is his life just going to be destroyed because of Evil Jason? Like, is there... How are you going to explain? It wasn't me. It was like me from another world. I promise.
I mean, at this... probably by that time, Evil Jason's going to show his true colors enough because his family is already suspicious. And, like, sure, his son is kind of blinded by the, you know, new car bling or whatever. New car. But they suspect something's up. I think he's, and he seems to be going for the I can have everything I want, like, you know, still looking at the grass being greener in a sort of way. So I don't think his personality type's one to stop at, you know, not trying to really have it all. So I feel like he's gonna lose it again.
Yeah, he does seem really greedy because he has the family that he wanted. He's been lying his way through it. But now that he's chasing the money too, it seems like Daniela might be onto him. So,
yeah. I thought it was interesting to hear the explanation too, because when good Jason and Amanda are in the box and he's like, tell me why would, you know, Evil Jason do something like this? And she was like, well, he wouldn't do it just out of malice. Like, he would do it if he thought that there was good for you, or he would justify it in some way. So he must have thought he was offering you something that you didn't have. And I liked that she kind of said basically what we saw Evil Jason say to Layton, which was like, I can give you what you want. So I thought that was a good analysis. But, that's what the villains always do anyway. They justify.
That devil's nectar. Couldn't have been me, bro. I'd be like, I got a box for you. It's 6 feet deep. I'm getting my life back. Family man or not. But, I mean, honestly, I am curious to see what happens when Family Jason runs into Evil Jason, because it's like, how are you going to prove that this person's messing up your life? Like, how are you going to stop somebody like that?
Yeah.
And we've already seen that, like, Layton is... Evil Layton is chasing after them also, so there's a lot of different players. Yeah.
Limping down the corridor. He's had a rough time. He doesn't have an adventuring partner to look out for him.
Yeah, Mr. Solodolo. So he's like, we saw him in the liminal space, and then he opened a door and it cut away from him. And then when it cut back, he's really injured and he's limping. So when Jason was opening a bunch of doors, we saw that there was one with like some kind of shadow creature, maybe like a werewolf or something. So maybe Layton went into that world and got hurt or something, but we don't really know. So.
Oh, and also we did see in the snow world a dead cat as another nod to Schrodinger's cat. So I'm still like looking to see how the show deals with that concept of, the duality and I don't know, being two places at once, and how's that the observer effect going to affect our Jasons? Will it? Once people actually like suspect them more of not being their true selves.
Yeah. Well, we've never seen two of the same person together where other people can perceive that they're together, right? So I wonder if that's going to matter. If like folks see both of them.
Oh, yeah, and be like, you're the real one.
The Spider-Man meme. Yeah. Who's it going to be?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how that plays out. I also think that like we're kind of seeing sort of the difference between the two Jasons when how they're reacting to Max's remembrance. And I think that like showing good Jason, family Jason, and like his emotional intelligence about his family lets us know that like even though his like family life that we saw in the beginning was kind of in a rough spot, he still really cares and is somebody who has kind of built a life with a family that loves him. And it's kind of fitting that evil Jason, no matter all his schemes and ploys, seems like he's never really going to be able to win that over.
Yeah.
So.
And he's never going to be satisfied.
Although Amanda, I feel like Amanda, because she's making excuses for evil Jason, is like still on his side and loves him. Because she's trying to justify all the craziness that he's doing. And I'm just like, girl, you almost died in the snow. Yeah. Get your life together.
And then we also had a question of like we were asking last time, like what is her true motivation? Is she going along with Jason for the science aspect to really learn how this thing works? Or what is in it for her?
Yeah, I was suspicious at the beginning because she kept asking him, explain to me how it works. And I was like, why does she keep asking? That's like, I feel like she has an ulterior motive, but now, like, I don't know. I guess I feel like Jason should have left her there in the snow world, and it's like, I don't know. Especially after what's-her-face Dawn was beating on him like that. It's like, I gotta get back to my family.
She was definitely failing some wisdom saves that one time. And not only did she run into the ice world, but when she was running down the corridor, like, does it ever end? It has to end. And he's like, no, it's infinite possibilities. Yeah,
she rolled in that one on a wisdom save and just started freaking out. Yeah. But, I mean, hopefully good Jason will be able to win her over. Man, yeah, I truly don't know what's going to happen with this show. I am curious to see if, like, the Laytons will interact or how that's going to play out.
Yeah.
Especially now that evil Layton is hurt. Like, is he going to die? So,
I'm a little bit worried, too, about evil Jason and his influence on the family. Because, you know, the other Jason was, like, telling the son to go slow and take his time. And this one is just, like, egging him on. Like, no, speed through that. And I'm like, okay, please, like, don't mess it up. Don't make the son die. Like...
Maybe that's how the show ends. They defeat evil Jason, and then his son is like, blah, now I'm all corrupted, yeah.
I hope not.
Yeah, but yeah. I think even though this episode is really slow, I still love the show, and I'm excited to see what happens.
It's still really fun. I'm excited for the next one. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. We're at Take This TV on TikTok and Instagram. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Leave us a review. Let us know what you thought. Send us a comment on the socials. And remember, it's dangerous to watch TV alone.